Thanks to how well the last 2 car flip videos did, I finally bought a new pair of shoes for the first time in 2 years. So thank you guys for allowing me that joy in my life. Look at these babies. Sheesh. Project quick flip number 3. The last 2 have done so well. It's a no-brainer. These are gonna keep coming. Have I showed you the car yet?
Yeah, you did.
Oh, I did? I sent you the photos?
You sent me the picture.
Okay. We're pretty stoked on this one, right?
Not bad looking. It's clean as shit.
Yeah. And for the price, I think it's like pretty dang good. 6 months ago, I bought this 2000 Honda Civic EK Coupe with a JDM K24A swap. My initial plan was to treat this car as a car flip and create a video that was similar to the car flips that I've done on my channel in the past. If you've been watching my channel for longer than the last 6 months, then you'll know that's not what happened. There is a lot to unpack here, but first things first, how did I acquire it and what is it still doing in my garage 6 months later if it was supposed to be a car flip? Well, let's start with how I acquired it. On September 7th, 2023, I received a text message from one of you guys named Javier. Javier's text message said this. Hey, I'm reaching out regarding the K Swapped Civic. JDM K24A engine, EP3 trans, stock Type S axles, stock PRC ECU with EP3 harness, Yonaka catback exhaust, AEM fuel system, mods. Cons, I can't get it to start. Cranks, no start, assuming it's a crank sensor. Still needs small miscellaneous parts. Also has no rust. Paint is amazing. Now, if you guys will remember from my past car flip videos, when a seller is having a major problem with their car, that is music to my ears because I get to cash the seller out of their problem and I get a really good deal on a car. I asked Javier how much he wanted for the car. He said $5K, and I told him I would be there tomorrow with a trailer to pick up his car. We made it. We're out front. Just waiting to go in and check out the car. This is Javier. Javier just sold me the car.
Nice to meet you.
It's been a pleasure doing business with you, man. I'm very excited to have this thing on the channel. And I think I'm gonna... What'd you just say?
It's an LS1.
LS1 swap, UK. New project quick flip right here, volume 3. Check it out. No, I'm really excited to have this thing on the channel, and honestly, I'm gonna have a really hard time not keeping it, guys. This is gonna be a challenge of discipline right here, that's for sure. Bag secured, bag secured. Got her on the trailer, no hood, so going back in the rain with no hood hopefully doesn't cause any issues. I could totally see getting back to the garage and then having a ton of electrical issues. Oh man, could you imagine? It'll be good, he says. Famous last words. It'll be good. Well guys, we got her home. Lupe, thank you again, my man. Always coming through with the car transport. So what do we have here today? This is I don't know, what year is it? 99 or 2000? I don't even see. It's either a 99 or a 2000 Honda Civic EK Coupe with a JDM K24A engine. It's rocking an EP3 trans, and this is an unfinished K-Swap project. Javier, who sold me the car, absolutely hooked me up with an insane deal. According to him, all it needs is conversion hubs to be able to run the K-Swap 36mm axles in it. It needs the axles installed. Need to finish the cooling system, just plumbing it up. I need to finish the exhaust because the catback that's on it is for B series, but it obviously is a K series header, so they don't line up. And it needs an intake and a hood. Let me just show you guys really quick. RBC intake manifold, K24A, EP3 trans, like I said, very excited about the setup. Big old full-size radiator, which is exciting. It does have the cowl and the wiper arms, they're in the trunk. But guys, the star of the show here is really the shell. Just look at how clean this shell is, boys. Oh my goodness. Zero rust on this thing. Literally zero. Paint is immaculate. It has one dent like right here, and I don't even know if you guys can see it, but it's got a dent right there. But otherwise, this thing is immaculate. It seriously makes my EG look like such a turd. Full interior, pretty much. It's all there. I just have to reassemble some things. And the bumper is in the trunk. So we need a hood. Hood latch is in the trunk. So I gotta buy a hood. Gotta put the rest of the front end back together. Finish the cooling system, make an intake, fix the exhaust, connect the rest of the wiring, and I guess there's some kind of I gotta figure out some kind of issue with like a crank sensor. I don't really know. We're gonna basically try to do everything else first, then diagnose the electrical stuff. So what's up with the car and why did he sell a K-Swap EK that's this clean for $5K? Well, it doesn't run or drive or have axles, exhausts, engine management, coolant hoses, throttle cable brackets, radiator fan, TPS, or a hood. It's basically just an engine sitting on mounts in an engine bay. a long way from sellable in my book. But it does have an awesome engine, a JDM K24A with an RBC intake manifold, which happens to be one of the best K-series intake manifolds you can run, which means we should make pretty good power with it. It also happens to be one of the cleanest EK Coupe shells I have ever seen. It was recently resprayed just 2 owners ago. So if I bought it as a car flip, why do I still have it 6 months later? Well, it's a long story. I'll give you the need to know information and spare you the details. 2 days after I picked up the car, I received an email from a company that proposed the idea of doing a penny auction for this car. That way, one of you guys could score this thing for an insanely low price. Like, we're talking no more than $500. And I was going to deliver the car personally to whoever won within the continental 48 states. At first, it sounded like a really cool way to give back to you guys and a cool way to interact with you guys. Not to mention, it would have raised a substantial amount of capital that I could reinvest into the channel and future builds. However, after several months of trying to make the auction work, the company and I mutually agreed that we needed to pull the plug on the auction, and everyone that registered and put money into the website has since been refunded. Thank you guys for your excitement to participate in the auction, and thank you for being understanding of the cancellation. So now what? Well, it is officially time to get this beautiful car the out of my garage. This series is going to document the process of finishing this car. First start, first drive, finding and fixing some hidden major issues, dyno tuning, full rips, and finally selling the car and doing a cost breakdown. And if one of you guys wants to buy the car, I'm still down to hand deliver it to anyone in the continental 48 states, and I will be putting that in a video. I just can imagine the thumbnail of like one of you guys and me standing there with the car like, yeah, baby. I just think it'd be so cool. If you're interested, feel free to send me a text message. Please, serious inquiries only. This car is not going to be cheap because it is extremely clean. I am always down to work out a fair deal, especially for one of my subscribers. But again, serious inquiries only, please. Thank you. Today, I want to get a good start on this project so that way in the next episode, we can hear it start for the first time. The first task to take on is getting some axles installed and completing the drivetrain. I chose to go the route of installing some 36mm axles while retaining the 4-lug bolt pattern. I was able to do this by picking up some K Swapped 36mm conversion hubs with ARP extended lug studs. These are a pain to install, so let's get to work. Installed to me, boys. That was probably the scariest part, kinda. Now we're gonna try to push in the $400 K Swapped conversion hubs into this new wheel bearing. The conversion hubs, here, let me get them. It's part number KWH01, and these are K-series conversion hubs. All right, so this is a conversion hub. This is a hub that is designed to fit with RSX Type S axles and an EGEK that has a 38mm inner diameter bearing. So this should fit perfectly when pressed in. It looks to me like it's gonna be a good fit just by test fitting it. And it also comes with ARP extended lug studs, which is pretty cool. Next, I need a half shaft. I ordered an O2 RSX Type S half shaft on eBay. It should work perfectly with the O2 RSX Type S axles that we're going to be installing in the car. Oh no. I picked up the O2 RSX Type S axles from the auto parts store and went ahead and started installing. Sweet, the drivetrain is complete and this thing is one step closer to driving. Next, we need to do something about the exhaust. This car has a Yonaka 2.5-inch B series catback exhaust just hanging under the car, but it doesn't have a header. I picked up an RB V2 header from my friend Mark over at Valix Racing. This header is an obvious choice because it's affordable and it should sound really awesome paired with the 2.5-inch Yonaka catback. That's looking good. That PLM swag, baby. The B series catback is nowhere near lined up with the header because the K series engine is flipped in the engine bay as compared to the older Honda engines. To fix this, I cut the exhaust in half, flipped it around, and welded it back together. The header to the catback. Let's go. Exhaust is done. That was such a pain in my butt. That was multiple days of playing with different types of pipes. That's what she said. To get this exhaust hooked up and finally in the car. So exhaust is complete. We can check that off the list. All right. Exhaust done, header done, exhaust. We still have a heck of a list behind us, but a lot of the stuff on the list is kind of just like easy little things, but I do have some major issues. One is that, as you guys already know, this car doesn't have a hood, so I need to try to find a hood. That really sucks. Either way, I'm stoked that the exhaust is done, and now we can move on to the next thing on the list. This has already been some epic progress. The car has a fully functional drivetrain and a fully complete exhaust. In the next episode, we're gonna be completing everything needed to get the first start, and we're going to be getting the first start. A running K-swap is something that my channel has needed for far too long. I'm so excited to show you guys the first start so you can hear some revs. It sounds awesome. Please consider subscribing and clicking the bell so you don't miss out on the next episode. I'm Boosted John. We deserve nothing, earn everything.
Relax, your soul.